Steel and Flame, Book 1 of the Guilds of Avlaan series is available on Amazon. If you like fluffy wolf lolly protagonists and Japanese light novels, follow the link below to check it out.
Hello everyone, Leonardo Cornejo here with another video. Today I wanted to talk about something I've been thinking about for a while. And it's about the phrase... No, I won't say it yet because YouTube doesn't like it. It's about a phrase popularly used and misused regarding the really bad idea of, as a writer, removing a character in the story, even if you like that character. I'll wait before I use the line, because seriously, YouTube really reacts to these things. My point is, I think you know what I'm talking about. When you, like George R. R. Martin does with characters, that they are functionally disposable. And there are many reasons why I say it's a bad idea. But it's a terrible advice, constantly repeated, and even using a quote that is, as far as I know, not in that context. Let's see until at least the 3-minute mark. The thing is, that advice is bad. That advice is bad, and many people give it, and many people brag about doing it. Many people brag about how the character you love the most is not going to survive through the story. And I think that's a bad idea. And I think that's bad advice. That's bad writing advice, which people give as good advice. You don't know what to do? Don't know how to advance the plot? Well, these people have the best advice for you. Kill the character! They often use the line, kill your darlings, in regard to that advice. You should kill your darlings, kill that character you like, kill this character, kill that character. No. First of all, the line, as far as I know, is about basically not holding a dogma, as far as I know. Also is advice from Stephen King, who I don't think it's good advice, because, well, he writes child orgies, so I really don't take him seriously anymore. And seriously, no, I don't take him seriously. Oh, that was awful. That sounded awful. Anyway, it will stay. I don't take him seriously because he writes child orgies, and I am disgusted by that. The thing is, and I think anything goes in fiction, but since I find that disgusting, I don't take advice from him. The point is, you are told, kill a character, kill your darlings. Killing a character is great. Oh, writers kill their characters all the time. Oh, how much I love killing my characters. That's wrong. That's wrong, you fucking idiot. You shouldn't be doing that. And I say it as a writer. When you kill a character, you are abandoning opportunities of making something with that character. If you're going to kill a character, make sure you won't need it again, and preferably kill a villain. I will use examples of why I think killing characters is not necessary, and it's not the best thing. You can, there is nothing wrong with deciding to kill a character. I have killed a few, not many, especially not the good guys. But yeah, killing a character sometimes makes sense, sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's a great idea. Hold on. But sometimes it's a terrible idea. An example of this, of how you don't really need to kill many characters for a story to work, is One Piece, believe it or not. Eiichiro Oda is a good writer. He has the skill, he has the experience, and his work is a success, even if you don't like it. I do like it, by the way. But his work is a success. It's a very big success, it's extremely profitable, people like it. There are people talking about it all the time. There are people making in-depth analysis of even things that are not that deep. Hold a second. As I was saying, people talk a lot about One Piece. It's a really popular manga. It's a success. It's a good story. And that's my point. None of the main cast has died. Some of them have suffered injuries, but none of them has died so far. Most of the characters, at least in the first arcs, and well, with the exception of Ace, I don't remember many, but plenty of characters actually survive their encounters, both heroes and villains, both good guys and bad guys. Plenty of them survive the battles, and they are really intense, high stakes battles in which you don't know how will they survive. You know they will survive because it's almost a staple of the manga. Luffy is not going to die, but you don't know how, and that's where the stakes get interesting. The character is really in danger of dying, and the concept of death is there. But you don't need to kill characters to make sure the stakes are logical. You can put them in a situation where there is a time limit for survival, where the injuries are severe and there is a risk of death. You know they are going to survive. The cool part is seeing how. The cool part is seeing how it works. Another example is Doctor Stone. Has a very low death count, like 1 or 2 characters, most of which are dying flashbacks. The vast majority of characters actually survive. The cool part is how they survive. You don't need to go around killing characters, especially at random, like George R. R. Martin does. That's a terrible idea to make a good story. What you need to do is know what you want to tell. Have an outline, have an idea of what you want to tell. And if you think a character has a reason to die, well, that character is going to die. If not, don't kill a character at random. Don't kill them to advance the plot just because you ran out of ideas. Think of another thing. Add a character instead. Because when a character dies, it's a resource you are not going to use anymore. When a character dies, that character won't be able to do anything. It make a difference. And if you and be careful with reviving a character. If you are going to revive a character, you need to set a few rules of how it works. For example, I don't know, it's not entirely revived, it's a ghost possessing an armor, or in that world people can revive, but there is a time limit. You need rules to how a character will revive if you decide to kill them and revive them later. You can't just bring them at whim. That's another problem some point out regarding George R. R. Martin and Game of Thrones, that basically with the TV show we had a spoiler that, well, Jon Snow isn't dead, even though he was left for dead in the books, and that really confused people. You can't just revive characters at random. Now, I think George R. R. Martin is wrong regarding Tolkien and the Lord of the Rings, regarding Gandalf, who dies and then revives, but Gandalf is a special case. Why? Because he's not even a normal human. He's a very unique kind of magical being who is not precisely mortal, so him reviving makes sense. Tolkien made it logical. But he wouldn't have, but it would have been really weird if Frodo died and then revived. You need to know how a character will die, how a character will return if that character died, and especially make sure that character won't be needed if that character dies and will not return. Reviving too many characters too often leads to the stagnation problem which Dragon Ball had, which everyone knows is because Toriyama at first was hesitant of killing a character and then decided to revive that character. Sometimes a character would stay dead, sometimes wouldn't. It's complicated because he wasn't deciding. he wasn't really too clear on what he wanted regarding those characters, so he just basically kept them alive at whim. You need to be really careful with that. You can't revive everyone, you can't kill everyone at random. You need to know what to do. And preferably, don't kill characters just to advance the plot, as I said. If a character really needs to die for the story, make sure the outline is thought beforehand. You basically need an outline with a beginning and an end, at least an arc. Not necessarily the whole story, but an arc, and say, This will happen at the beginning, and at the end these characters will be at this point. And you have it set. You decide which characters will live, which characters will die, and you write through that. If you find yourself at the need of making a change instead of killing a character, as I said, add a character, add a new character who wasn't planned. And that way you don't need to kill a character to advance the story if you're struggling. You keep the outline. You decide this is the beginning, at the end we are here, and many other things can happen in between. As I said, you can add a new character who wasn't planned for the ending, but it doesn't get in the way of the planned ending. And that's how I do it. That's how it works for me, and that's the kind of advice I give. I don't say it's wrong to kill characters, and some people actually are good at having high death counts, but even readers nowadays are a bit more, how do I say it? Are a bit more uninterested in that kind of story. There are better ways to raise the stakes, there are better ways to make the danger clear. And the excuses some writers give are really bad. Also, I have noticed some readers don't really like when their favorite character is the one in the chopping block, and they really complain a lot. And somehow writers brag about how many characters they kill and about how they make their audience suffer, and I don't think that's healthy. That's not cool. Having a bad relationship with your audience, or having a relationship that looks one-sided and abusive with your audience, is not cool. You might think it's cool, but it is not. So my advice is that keep your darlings alive. Don't kill your darlings. Because people misunderstood the quote, and they are telling it wrong. You don't need to kill characters, especially not the ones you like, and especially not the ones your audience likes. Well, that's for today. Have a good one.